Hey there! So, it's been a while. So in this video, I want to talk about three different topics. The first topic, which is long overdue, is that I want to introduce myself. The second topic is the long road, the journey that I did a while ago, actually a couple of years. I want to talk about the process from having a crazy idea to actually doing it. And the third and last topic is going to be about the future of this channel. All right, let's get straight into it. So, my name is Georg. I was born and brought up in southern Germany, and I've lived here basically most of my life. I'm from a mixed background, if you couldn't tell yet. So, my mom's Chinese, my dad's German, and I've lived most of my life in Germany, but I've also spent quite a few years in China and some other countries. I'm a big fan of traveling, as you might know, especially traveling overland. I think it's very fascinating to see a country change while you approach a border. Usually, it's not like a cut. When you go from one country to another, it's a very like linear change. Not always, most of the time. From the landscape's changing, people are changing, the language is changing, and this is absolutely fascinating to me. Another thing that I really like is actually filming. So I've been working for a film production company for the past year. It's kind of cheesy, but it's been a passion of mine to film. Not only myself, but more other people. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about the long road. As I mentioned before, I used to live in China and Germany. And at that time, I never really thought about the countries in between. They're not very present in the Western media, and there's not much to know about. So one day, living in China, I met two guys from Switzerland, and they told me that they traveled overland from Switzerland to China. They also mentioned that they actually had to fly a small part, but this aside, my mind was blown. I didn't know that was possible. Even though I've been a fan of traveling overland already, I didn't know about that. I was like, this is possible? So that was when the idea started to grow in my head, and that was 10 years ago. And I was like, it would be so cool and interesting to cover this distance over land. It's a distance that I at that point covered a few times by plane, but never over land. And then I was like, how about continue traveling to India? I really wanted to see India. And then I was like, how about Nepal and the Mount Everest? So the idea was to travel from a tiny village in Germany where I lived almost most of my life, travel from that village to the highest mountain in the world. That was kind of the catchphrase that I had for this journey. And many years I kept this idea for myself. Like I would think about it, I would look on maps and see like how I could do it. I would research about visa regulations and border crossings. And every time this idea became more and more clear, I was kind of freaking out. I was actually asking myself, am I really gonna do this? Isn't this too big for me? Am I gonna be able to actually travel overland thousands and thousands of kilometers through countries that I haven't even known before that? And I was actually scared. Then I started to tell some friends about the idea. I told my mom, and there were like really different reactions. Like some people were very supportive. They were like, "Yeah, you can do that. I mean, why not?" And some people were a little bit concerned, like, "Do you really want to do that?" Like some of these countries are portrayed in Western media as dangerous. Well, I tried anyways. But still, I was really, really scared, when I was thinking about this idea which evolved into a dream. Like, how amazing would it be? When I was thinking about that dream, I was actually scared. Like, I had this feeling in my stomach where I was like, oh, I don't know if I can do that. And at one point, I was on Instagram and I was scrolling through some, like Instagram stuff. There was this quote, and it was a really, really cheesy quote. And it said, if your dreams don't scare you, they aren't big enough. And I felt that so hard. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. And I enjoyed almost every single day of that journey. So the whole journey took almost a year. My idea was to make a documentary film about it, but then it turned into YouTube videos of every other station or city that I visited during that trip. And in 2018, I came back, and 3 weeks ago, I released the last video of the journey, mainly because I was filming way too much. My editing process, or me editing, was super slow. So that's why there was a really big delay or really big gap between, the things that happened and me actually publishing the video about it. Oh, in the next video, I want to do a Q&A about the long road. So if you have any questions like, what was the worst thing that happened to you?
Hello?
Or would you do that again? Or how much did it cost? How did you organize it? Let me know in the comment section below. If you want, you can also send me your questions through Instagram. This is my handle. I've already gotten quite some few questions through the last years. So in the next video, I want to answer probably all of them. All right, let's continue. So of course, by the time I got back, Corona wasn't there. A lot of things changed since then. So yeah, that's about the long road. But also during the long road, like during filming and documenting and editing every day, I really got into filmmaking. Also, like just before the journey, I was already pretty into filmmaking, like doing like sketches and short films. But spending a whole year mainly doing that had a pretty big impact. That's also why after the journey, I decided to study something related to media, audio media technology. And I started working as a freelance filmmaker. And now, as I mentioned before, I'm working for a film production company, which leads me to the last topic of this video, the future of this channel. I know that there are not too many people watching these videos these days, but for those who do, I want to be transparent and tell you what my ideas are for the future of this channel. So traveling is not really an option these days. I mean, it's becoming a little bit more possible, but not as like 3 years ago. There will be travel content on this channel, but not as much as before, obviously, because Corona and also because I'm working. I will focus more on content which is related to what I do right now and what I've been doing for the last year or last couple of years, and that is filmmaking. I want to talk about another journey, actually the journey of me trying to become a successful filmmaker. A little bit of backstory. So about 3 years ago, I became a freelancer as a filmmaker, and it started off pretty well. I had some clients. I did stuff for like bands, for startups, like tech startups. I worked for some agencies, and then Corona happened. So everything was canceled, and also I moved from a bigger city to the countryside where I grew up. So since then, I've been working for a film production company, which I enjoy, but I kind of want to do more work as a freelance filmmaker. It's just it's a different kind of work. It's a different kind of reward that you do when you work for yourself. But it's been tough since I moved back to the countryside. Let's be clear, I'm kind of struggling. I've had some opportunities, but it's just a lot of talking and nothing happening. Anyways, this might be or will be the future content on this channel. I want to document this journey of me becoming a maybe or not successful filmmaker. Maybe I'll fail. Maybe I won't get any clients at all in the future and I will disappear. Maybe not. And maybe I'm not gonna. So anyways, what I'm trying to say is the future of this channel will be more focused on filmmaking and less focused on traveling. Is that okay with you? I hope so. If not, then you're welcome to unsubscribe and leave. But also you're welcome to stay. Anyways, there will still be travel content, but just not as much as before. And I want to talk more about my job. Okay, enough. Anyways, thanks for watching. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Whatever that will be about, I don't know yet. Peace.